Hey guys, this is Laura Craigie, Garden Girl here at twopiecinthebucket.com. Today is another Seeing Double video, and I'm going to be doing a scrapbook page and a card. And I've pre-pulled a bunch of products here. As usual, I definitely won't use everything that I've pulled, just kind of wanted to show you guys my starting point. And I'm just going to go through that pretty quickly. These are exclusive star paper clips from Two Peas in a Bucket. And these colors will hopefully match the page I'm doing. I think I'm going to go with kind of this teal and a gray color palette, so I have those. I'm just going to put things aside as I go. I have some washi tape here. This gray one is from Pebbles, and then these are two from, this one kind of has days of the week on it, and then stars. These are from the October Afternoon Daily Flash line. They're not in the store as of yet, but they should be very soon. They may even be by the time this airs, as I'm filming it a bit ahead. So yes, I have those. Washi tapes ready to go. These are my Uniball metallic pens in the gold and silver. I thought they might work because the line that I'm using has a lot of gold touches in it. And that is the Pebbles from Me to You line. And so I have all of that here. These are the rub-ons, which I may use for the card. And then there are library pockets and mini envelopes, which is kind of going to be the theme of my project here. I'm going to try and incorporate the pockets and envelopes on both the page and the card because I really adore those. I have buttons from Travel Girl, the chipboard from the same line from Me to You, and then again from Me to You line I have the thickers that go with it. You can see the metallic gold there, and then these are adorable little banners with little holes in them so you can thread twine through them or hemp cord or whatever you like. And then I have some stickers by Jelly Bean Soup. These stickers are from Echo Park here. These are from their color sets that they did. We've got yellow and teal, and I thought I may or may not use those, but I pulled them to use today. And then these are the stickers from the From Me to You line, and they're lots of fun accents and phrases, so I have those. And then last but not least, I have the papers from the From Me to You line. This is not all of them, but this is a good selection of them. And I have the side that I would most likely use up right now, and then I'll flip it over and you can see the other side. But I just thought I'd show you. There's a good text one here. That fun one with a bunch of different random things on it. We have hello, some little polka dots and stripes, some more kind of text there, teal polka dots, light blue kind of polka dot stripes, a little hard to see, and some more gray polka dots. And then on the other side, you can see lots of fun bold patterns, some grids, some chevrons, more polka dots, stripes, gingham, florals, and then a fun speech bubble side. So I adore these sides too, but for this project I'm going with kind of the more muted grays and blues, and perhaps even a little bit of yellow or the red or the pink. So that's what I have so far. And oh, sorry, one last thing is some stamp sets that I pulled out. I thought on the page, I think maybe I'll use this one little line here. It says, "I think my lucky stars for you." And then the card, there's two options for the sentiment here. There's all sorts of sentiments on this So Much to Say one. And then here I adore the script writing in here, and it says, "You brighten my day." And I thought that would be really nice with some of the flowers and florals from the stickers for the card. So anyhow, it's kind of what I was thinking, and I'm gonna go ahead and get started. And I want to do a 12 by 12 page, so I'm going to use a white background, and then I'm going to put a pattern paper on top of this, and then I'm going to take an 8.5 by 11 sheet of, again, white paper, and then I'm going to put pattern paper in here and leave a tiny white border, and that way the white border will be on the edge of this and on this as well. For whatever reason, I love combining the 12 by 12 and the 8.5 by 11 sheets like that when I'm doing a layout. This page is going to be I have pulled these photos. I thought I might use my husband and my youngest son at 2 different ages. And something that I think scrapbooks in general are really lacking is hearing the journaling from the dad's perspective. So I haven't told my husband yet, but I'm going to force him into doing the journaling for this page. And I thought the title, I'd have it be Love Daddy. And then I wanted to use the pockets in the envelopes to hold my journaling on this page, and that way I can complete the page now, and then once I'm done I can guilt my husband into writing some little messages for our son. I just think it's a really important thing for my kids to read, just something from their father, you know, from this age, and that's just something that I just kind of hit me today that's really lacking in my scrapbook. I don't think there's a single page that has journaling or anything written by my husband, and I think that's kind of an important thing, so I challenge you guys to maybe do that too. Anyhow, enough babbling. I'm going to get to the page and fiddle around with some pattern papers and see what I want. Like I say, I'm going to do one on here and then a different one on here, and then I'll move around the pictures and try and get everything in place. Alright, so I chose the pattern papers for my page. I decided to leave some extra white on this background here. I thought maybe that gives me space to add some stamping, washi tape, that kind of just fun embellishments. And these are the papers I chose. I've kind of lightly adhered them. I'm going to play around with everything else before I sew them down like I usually do. But you can see what I was going for and kind of my idea of having the 8.5 by 11 and the 12 by 12 sheet. I just kind of, sometimes I get overwhelmed by the 12 by 12. I much prefer scrapbooking 8.5 by 11, but sometimes I just can't get it to work. And I knew that by incorporating so many of these, or wanting to incorporate so many of these, it was just going to really overwhelm an 8.5 by 11 page, which is why I did the 12 by 12, and I'll kind of build it on this page, but it allows me to have overhang and do fun things, maybe the title and stuff on the 12 by 12 sheet. So that was kind of my thought there. I just wanted to let you guys understand why I was thinking that. And so I pulled out some of these pockets here, and as well as a library card, and I'm going to try and play around with my photos and stuff and see if I can really just kind of get a feel for a design that's going to work on this page. And I'm just, like I say, going to play around and see if I can just get something that's pleasing to the eye to look at. Alright, so really that came together quite quickly, and I think I'm actually really happy with the placement of things. Not sure if I said it before, but I really didn't, I'm not sure if I addressed the pictures before, and basically I just wanted some pictures of my husband and son, and I had these ones printed that I hadn't scrapped, so that's why I'm using them. There's not really a rhyme or reason why I have these two ones together, although I do like that it's of my son when he's really tiny, and then at 2 years old. So I kind of like that difference here. And I really do like the way this is. The only thing I'm feeling a little awkward about, not awkward, but the design-wise feels a little uncomfortable at the moment, sorry, that's what I'm trying to say, is having this here. And I feel like maybe I need to fill in something right here. So I'll maybe put like a couple buttons in a row or find a sticker or something just to fill that space, and it'll just feel a little more visually appealing to the eye, because right now this just feels like it's one just pulled down too far. But if I push it up, it covers my son in the picture, so I definitely don't want to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and adhere down the photos, or actually I might do my sewing first because I want to sew around the perimeter of these pattern papers, and then I'll put the photographs on top because I don't want to sew through them because that would just be at awkward spaces. So I'm going to do that. And then also I think I'm going to probably cover up this hello, because I think, as I said before, the title of the page is going to be Love Daddy. So I'm going to go ahead and do some of those changes and the sewing and everything, and then I'll get back and show you how I'm going to complete the rest of the page. Okay guys, so I'm just finishing adding everything down, and I thought I really enjoyed these cute little scallop parts of the envelopes here, and I wanted them to stand out a little more, so I added the extra pattern paper that I had cut from these two sheets and just sewed down these little squares and adhered them in the envelopes. And then now I'm just adhering these to my layout. And you can see they just, you can see the cute little flaps, and I just think that that's a fun little touch. The only thing I haven't adhered is this, and quickly here, embellishment wise, I'm pulling out these October afternoon tapes I had. Wanted to add in another little shade of blue because it's feeling very muted with the two colors, and just going to add little bits here and line it right up with the polka dot paper, and tuck it underneath the photo to make it look like it goes all the way under, but I didn't need to kind of use the tape to do that, or waste the tape behind the photos. And I could tear it, but I'm just going to carefully trim that off. And then figure out what size I'm going to need up here and do the same thing. So for these little envelopes here, I thought maybe I'd seal them with a tiny bit of this star washi tape, like so. I may remove that, I'm not 100% sure of that, but for right now that just makes the little envelope flaps sit down a little better. And I might add another little piece to this photo there. And at this point in the layout, maybe I'll work on the title. So I'm going to pull out those stickers here. So I'm just going to do that and I'll be right back. Okay, so I did a few little changes here. I added a hemp cord in little bunting here. I think I'm going to change out the envelope here and maybe add the orange one. I'm not 100% sure on that, but that's kind of what I'm feeling at this moment. And I pulled off this washi tape here. I just wasn't feeling it. It didn't feel like it flowed with the page. But regardless of whether I use these pockets, I knew I want to cover this kind of sentiment that's right here. And on the sticker sheet from the set, there's this adorable little postcard, and I think it's going to be the perfect size to cover kind of either of them. So I'm going to try it first here on the orange, because I think I like the addition of the pop of orange to the page. And that's kind of cute. Just put it down really lightly, and I'm going to see what I think of it being on this one. Next. I do like it on that one, but I just feel like the page needs more color, so I think I am going to stick with the orange one instead. And kind of plunk that down there. It's just a cute little postcard image, like I said, which kind of lends itself to the theme of the page in that it's letters or little notes to my son. And then I thought I'd tie in a bit more orange to the page as my kind of third color. And there's a couple orange stickers on these sheets as well, so I'm just going to pull some of them off and see if I can't incorporate them onto the page somehow. XO, there's a cute little XO here, and just kind of go from there. So the title, as I said, I want it to be Love Daddy. There's this cute little tag here that says love, so I'm going to see if I can't maybe stick that in there like that, maybe. Something like that. We'll see. Okay guys, so I ran out of memory card there for a bit and didn't realize it, so I missed filming maybe a tiny bit, I'm not entirely sure. I added this little two-piece exclusive paper clip to the top to hold down this little orange tab from Me to You stickers, and then I added this glitter foam stickers. I think I've used these in the past before. They're glittery foam and they're one of my favorites. And I just wanted to really add more weight to this side of the page and really keep it very simple over here. Just added a little mini clip and some washi tape. I wanted everything to be very right side heavy. Sometimes it's okay if things aren't balanced. It's kind of just design wise, it's okay. Not everything has to be balanced every time. Sometimes making it the complete opposite and having it really heavy on one side and really light on another side works really well too. So I think I'm going to call it done on the page, and I'm going to move on to the card. And one of the great things that Pebbles does sometimes with their lines is they come out with these card making pads, and I really just adore them. I think I've talked about them before. They have them for the basics line, and now they have them for this Same For Me To You. And you can just see they're using all the great patterns, and if you can see here, there's a score line. So they're really easy to make into cards. You just, there's even a little perforation line there, so you just tear that off, fold them in half because they're pre-scored, and they make perfect cards. So I'm going to pick out one of those to use on this and incorporate some, either a library pocket or a cute little envelope. So I'm calling it down on my card, or sorry, my page. Oh, one last thing I forgot, and maybe you can see it or not, I'm not sure, but I took the silver metallic pen, I just kind of did little ticking marks around some of the edges and just tied in the silver that I added up here. So anyhow, moving on to the card. So I chose the newspaper print card base, and again, I just adore these, and I love that you get the pattern on the back of the card too. It's really fun. And I have this scrap of paper from my layout, and I'm just going to adhere that down and cut off the excess. Not really worrying about its placement, I just know I want a pop of color on the card, and I think this will do the trick. And then I thought I'd use for the front of the card actually the library pocket that I originally was going to use on the page and then changed my mind. This one here. Maybe have it a little, actually if I do that I might want to move this down a tiny bit. And I use my ATG so it's really on there. And move it down even further. So a little like that, and maybe have the library card, something like that. And actually, kind of like how that's on there at an angle. I think I'll keep that. And have it a little like that. And I thought maybe I'd use a piece of the chipboard. I didn't get to use it on the page, so I'm going to open the package and see if there's a piece that's going to work well on this card. Something florally, like the little bouquet, or even just the flowers themselves like that is kind of cute. I might do something like that. Before I do, I'm going to go ahead and add a bit of sewing to the card. And I think I like this library pocket off center exactly like that, so I'm just going to add a tiny bit of adhesive. Oh, I moved it. Add a bit of adhesive and get that stitched in place a little like that. And then once I have that in place, I'll come back and figure out the chipboard and any further embellishments. Alright, so I finished sewing that down. I did a perimeter stitch and a couple zigzag stitches to keep this library card kind of skewed like that. I really like the way that looks. And I thought I'd actually add to the sentiment here, so I'm pulling out these Lawn Fawn stamps that I talked about earlier. And again, I really love this cute little phrase that says, "You brighten my day." And I thought it's a good addition to the hello. So it can be, "Hello, you brighten my day." And I believe it's going to fit on here perfectly. As always, I get a little nervous stamping this because I only have the one and it's already sewed down, so if it doesn't work, I'm going to have to cover it up with something. So here's hoping I can get it to work the first time. Alright, so I picked a nice gray ink here to match the gray sentiment. It's kind of looks like a light black, kind of grayish. Anyways, I think this will look really great under there if I can get it to stamp nicely the way I'm envisioning. So try and be very careful. Oh, and that's perfect. So yay, I'm really glad that worked. And I think, as I said, I'm going to use this cute little bouquet of flowers here and have it off to the side like that and make this card a little right heavy like I made the layout kind of right side heavy. So I'm going to go ahead and add some, I think I'll use my ATG. You can use glue dots or whatever for chipboard. This will hopefully work just as well. And get that down in place like that. So kind of cute, and I think I'm going to grab some, maybe a couple little tiny enamel dots to dress it up a bit. Let's See if I have some teeny tiny ones left. I tend to use the little ones first, and I wish they'd add more on these guys, because I always get left with the big ones, which eventually I'll use, but I kind of like the tiny little ones the most. But thankfully I have a couple of them hanging out here, so get those on there. And I'm just going to go with 3. A nice odd number. And I really kind of just like it as is. I'm going to poke around the stickers from the line again and see if there's anything that I think I could add in, but I really think it's kind of nice just the way it is. So, but I always like to take one last look before I officially call things done. So I'm going to add that just to note in the little author kind of title section. I like the little addition of kind of the darker tone, which matches the little enamel dot I added there. I still think I want to add something else to this side of the card. If nothing else, maybe even a little heart here. Like that. Maybe I'll pull out the enamel dots and just add one little dot to the center of the hearts there. Try and find that green that I used right here. Okay, so I added a couple enamel dots to the side here, 3 of them, again keeping with the kind of odd numbers, and I really like the way that's turned out. I think I may ink the edges of the card a little bit in this gray that I had out that I stamped it in, just to make them kind of stand out a bit more. And then really I will be calling it done, because I'm quite happy with the way it looks so far. So, but I just think it needs tiny little, a little bit of ink along the edges. I don't do that as often as I used to. I used to do it all the time, but I feel this card needed a little bit of ink there. So I am done. Alright guys, so I'm calling it done on both of my projects here. I had a lot of fun incorporating the envelopes and the library pockets. You definitely, as I show on this card here, you don't have to use them for journaling. You can dress it up on a card and it doesn't need to have any purpose other than being an embellishment. Or if you want, you can have it have a lot of purpose and hold your journaling like these pockets are going to do, and then the library card, which again I'll make my husband add a bit of journaling too. And I really think that one day my son is going to treasure the little notes from his dad, and I will probably make him do pages for all of the boys now, because it wouldn't be fair to do it for just one. But as it is, this is the start of getting my husband joining in on my scrapbooking, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching, and you definitely should check out this store and see about this Pebbles from Me to You line. It's just beautiful, and as you can see, you can use it in a little more masculine way or make feminine things as well, because there's lots of beautiful colors that you can pick or add to it, like the oranges here. So anyhow, I had a great time. I hope you guys enjoyed watching, and let me know what you think in the comments on YouTube or at 2Ps. I check them both. And have a great weekend, and I'll catch you next time on Seeing Double.